Hi and good afternoon everybody. I'm coming on for a quick, hopefully quick, impromptu live. I am just having to make up a couple of cards that I need to send off with some card kits I'm making up. Now, as a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I'm not allowed to sell kits that have got stamped images in them. So I wanted to have a quick chat about putting together kits if you are, maybe you're a demonstrator and you'd like to still kind of do something for your business and carry on, and maybe you've been doing classes. So kits are a great way to be able to keep in touch with your customers and a great way for them to actually have product in their hand. So I'm just going to add to the card that I'm sending out with the kits. So the kits are just some of these cut shapes, and I had a few left over, so I'm going to talk through that as well. I'll be using some of the plaid designer series paper. I've used some punches to cut out some shapes and things like that, so I'm going to show you the cards that are going to accompany the kit. But I wanted to add a bit of inking to it and to just show the customers what you can do if you add accessories and add more things to it. So I'm going to turn the camera around and get showing you now. Welcome, it's nice to see you. Do say hello if this is your first time joining me. I'm using the Cinnamon Cider and Bumblebee colours with a splash of painted poppies and the Ornate Thanks stamp set. So I wanted to add a bit of colour around the edging and on the elements that I'm going to be using on my card today. So now, if any of you use these makeup brushes for blending, then a great thing to do is to you want to add a good amount of colour onto your brush when you first get it. So you might struggle at first to load it with colour, but once it starts getting colour on it, it does go on the brush. So really gentle strokes. I'm hardly putting any pressure on because I've got quite a bit of ink on there. So nice to see some familiar faces hopping on and saying hello. Good to see you. Thank you for joining me. So just disclaimer, these aren't Stampin' Up brushes. We are holding our breath, hoping that Stampin' Up might come out with their own, so we can get some nice branded ones. But in the meantime, we have these, and that's fine. Now, when I did my live the other day, my camera was very cooperative, and it didn't do this whole zooming out thing at all. So I don't know why it's doing it today. Great, just, just what I don't need it to do. There we go. Anything that's cream, I'm going to add a bit of colour to. And there's a couple of other cream elements. Trying to keep these bits separated so I don't get them too muddled. Oh, there's a Queen Esther with us. Hello, Queen Esther. Hi, Jacqueline. And Sheila, Janice. Nessa, just remember, don't use with makeup afterwards. Good point, Nessa. And hi, Karen, lovely to see you. Okay, so I'm going to just add a little bit of dusting around my plaid paper because this just helps to bring the whole thing in. If you're going to do one thing, then sometimes the other things look a little bit lost without a bit of inking around it. Good morning, Beth from Ohio. And let's just do a little bit on the butterfly. So as you can see, I've got some very tiny pieces here. Look, I've got them muddled up my piles. So I need one of those, one of those, one of those. One of those, one of those, one of those. It makes sense to me anyway. One of those, one of those. Okay. Good, we're not too muddled. And I do want to use some ribbon. So when you've got tiny scraps like this, you might be thinking, well, it's all very good, but what am I supposed to do with all those tiny pieces of paper? Sorry, I'm just trying to get my camera a bit closer to focus. Welcome to Shana, good to see you. So when at the beginning of this video I talked about making up kits for customers. So when you're making up kits, like I said, you can't do stamping, so there is actually a lot you can do with cut out pieces of paper and scraps. Karen says I'm supposed to be cleaning up, but it would be rude not to watch you live. It won't be too long. So circle within a circle, which is great because punches are available to do that. Now with this, originally, I was going to do a design like this, which makes a great focal point, but because I wanted to incorporate the circle, if I put it on there, it covers up all the paper. I just thought I might be able to do the design this way. Now, if I do it this way, I've got no room for my sentiment, and I did want a sentiment on it, so back to plan A. Okay, so that fits across there nicely. So this is 2 by 2 inches, this is 1 by 2 inches, just because these are some papers that I had left over from making up the kits. So I do want to put a thank you sentiment at the bottom. Now, So Grateful happens to be the smaller one, so I might just pop that there to be able to give me some idea of where I'm putting things. And we can start sticking. So the plaid paper is double-sided, you get different sides, and I wanted autumnal colours. I thought while it's still while the trees are changing, while we've got opportunity. So this is a really nice mix of colour. I've got, excuse me, rich raspberry, sorry about that, bumblebee and cinnamon cider. So just fitting those next to each other like so. I'm just going to close my ink pad in case we have any accidents. So these are going to be grouped together. So don't be scared of putting pattern next to pattern. Now, I wouldn't normally dress like that, but actually, because the colours coordinate and we're adding other things on here, I don't think it matters too much. So I was thinking about, what about a yellow ribbon now? I do want to use up my cinnamon cider ribbon. That's got a little bit neglected in my drawer. So I was thinking butterfly there. Where was I thinking about these two? I can't remember. I think let's put those there. I've got a flower missing. No, I haven't. You're there. Something like that. Okay, but I wanted to add a bit more texture onto this circle, so that's why I've pulled out the poppy stamps. I think I'm going to use the splatters. I should have done it before stuck it on, but there we are. Bit of live crafting. Forget these things sometimes. Janice is trying to find her desk. That's hilarious. Now, interesting question. Are you a crafter that tidies up as you go along? Do you tidy up not as you go along, I mean after your projects? Or do you, what am I saying? Do you tidy after each project, or do you just leave your desk and just carry on regardless? That's what I was saying. Hi Renee, I did see you come in there. That's what my question was going to be. I think we'll use the bumblebee for So Grateful as well. This block is a bit giant, but I've used the other ones I think somewhere. Beth says she clears hers after each one. That Queen Esther must be a bot. I don't think I've had a bot on my lives before. How exciting. There we go. So Grateful. Let's go with a little bit of dimension, shall we? They keep saying hi. Bit of a coincidence that they're called Queen Esther as well, isn't it? There we are. So how are you all today? I hope you are keeping well. We are now on half term, which is quite exciting. Bit of time off. There we go. You can shape your flowers a bit if you want to, but because I'm sticking a circle inside these, They don't need to be too shapely. Or maybe you're not a bot. I apologise, Queen Esther. Tidy when run out of crafting space, isn't it? Oh, sorry. I did think you were a bot because you kept saying hi. So sorry. Apologies. Where are you from? Move to the lounge. Guess I should tidy the dining table. That's funny. So then we're going to swap out the matching circles, and we're going to, I like the yellow and the, like that. I do like the yellow and purple together. From Florida. Do you know what? Sincere apologies. I'm so sorry. I thought because it kept coming up as hi, I wondered if you were a real person, but you obviously are. And welcome. Thank you for saying hello. Shall we do a time check? So here in the UK, we're 1:10 in the afternoon. Let me know what the time is where you are. Australia, I haven't got a clue about the whole time differences because then the clocks change. I'm like, I haven't got a clue what time people are on. 7:10 a.m. in the morning, 8:10 in Ohio. And Susan from West Australia, welcome. I'm tempted to do a bit more splatting around the edges, but I don't want to go too wild with it. So let's, I'll stick with the bumblebee, if I can find her. There she is. Maybe just do a bit more weather around the flowers. So the projects I'm using are all from, apart from the brushes, from Stampin' Up. And I'm a demonstrator, so I get to use, make, sell, love their products. I think when you love a product, it kind of makes sense to sell it because you love it anyway. Does that make sense? You get to more than just being a rep for a company or a demonstrator, technical term. It's about community and it's about sharing ideas and inspiration and friendships, relationships. 11:13 in Melbourne, 10:12 in Queensland? Is that right? And 8:30 where Susan is. Isn't it amazing? It always amazes me. So I'm just pushing the ribbon onto the glue dot. It amazes me that people are all over the world and yet we can all tune in at exactly the same time. It's so bizarre. Yeah, some people are in tomorrow. Already. That is weird. Not weird, but just fascinates me. Especially New Year's or like special celebrations, because Australia celebrates it first, then us, and then there we go. It's quite retro, isn't it? How fun is that? So I won't bore you because I am going to make the next card exactly the same, but I wanted to show you that you can make up cards with and kits with papers and punches and dies. So don't feel that you're limited because you can't use stamping in your kit. You can add stamping to your kit and it just adds that extra something. So I hope that makes sense. I hope it's helpful. Just going to turn you around. I happen to be a bit matchy. I'm in my yellow jumper again today. Which when my yellow jumper, sorry, I'm just trying to not focus on my face so much. Oh my goodness. Go away. Oh dear. I still feel a little bit zoomed in. I'm going to sit back a bit. Yeah, you can celebrate for about 2 days, says Jackie. Jacqueline, sorry, I shouldn't call you Jackie until I've had permission. How funny. Right, nice to see you all. Thank you very much for joining me for my impromptu live. I normally come on Tuesdays and I'm not around next week, but usually I'm here on Tuesdays, 9 o'clock my time. And I'm over on Facebook, so if you want to follow me on Facebook. I've realised my Facebook, the number of followers and likes I've got are nearly to, I think I'm nearly to 1,000, I think. I'm like right up there in the 900s. I was like, whoa, when did that happen? So I was thinking maybe I should make it my goal to get to a target by the end of the year, which is quite doable, methinks. So if you want to, and if you like my stuff, I try and post most days except Sundays on Facebook, if I'm organised. And if you would like to do that, it's the same name as on here, Stampin' Star Creations. And do subscribe to my channel, because I load videos and I'll give you plenty of ideas and inspirations of what you can do with your Stampin' Up products. Or if you just like to watch somebody craft and make something, then do feel free to follow. A thumbs up is always appreciated. It's a free way to just say, yeah, like what you do and support you through a thumbs up. So thank you for that. And if you want to leave a comment, let me know what you thought. I love this jumper too. I found it in a charity shop and I saw it on the shelf. And I love that cut. The colour is lovely because it's got, sorry, got sidetracked. It's got sort of like different yellows knitted into it. So it's not one yellow, it's like 3. But the thing is this. The sleeves are like super long. And I was like, oh, do I, don't I? Because, you know, but it's okay because you can fold the sleeves up. So yeah, it's one of my fave items of clothing, I think. I do love it. And did I tell you about my jumper revelation? Your family call you Jackie, friends Jack, take your pick. Oh, well, I like people calling people nicknames. I make up names and, you know. Yeah, my jumper revelation. Some of you may know it. Sorry, I got a broken nail, I've just realised. Until I moved to the area I'm living in now in Wiltshire, like when I was growing up, when I was a child, you always wore a jumper with a t-shirt underneath, or a jumper was like something to keep you warm and with layers. So you don't just wear a jumper by itself, you obviously wore stuff underneath. And I think it was when I worked in a chip shop, and somebody said that, I don't even know how it came up, but somebody who was wearing a jumper, I think she said she was hot, and I sort of, take your jumper off. She's like, I can't. I was like, okay. She's like, I've only got a jumper on. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, do people do that? Like, I never knew that was the thing, that you can just wear the jumper without a t-shirt underneath. I always thought that, like, you know, you wore a t-shirt underneath. There you go. That was my that was my revelation. So honestly, it's opened a whole new world of possibilities for my wardrobe. I'm quite pleased. Because I get too hot if I'm wearing too many layers. Sometimes I get too hot in just a jumper. There you go. You can have that free on me, okay? So this isn't just a channel about card making. It's about free stylist tips as well. Anyway, there we go. Tell me it's not just me. You know, like you live your life and you're like, you know, you always know something as it is. Jumper etiquette, right, Jacqueline? Jackie, Jax, whatever we want to call you. Oh dear, too funny. Right, thank you. I'm going to go off and make another card now. The same one, so, you know, save you sticking around. So thank you so much for joining me today. Take care of yourself, and hopefully I will catch up with you again soon. Don't forget you can subscribe to my channel. Ruth says, I would panic. I get too hot and not to be able to take it off. Maybe, yeah. Sometimes you've got to be like, plan your day. Am I going out today where I'm going to be walking a lot and get too hot? So that kind of thing, you know, or am I going to be home just chilling? So I'm in my jogging bottoms and my nice cozy jumper. So I'm all right at the moment until the heating kicks in. No one likes a sweaty jumper. No, no thanks. Right, take care. Mwah. Bye for now, everyone. Ciao.